In today's video, I'm going to show you exactly how I would retire with 500K. Before we get started, I would really like to encourage you to subscribe to my channel. It will help me to be able to provide you more content like this in the future. So today I'm going to go through the analysis that I did if I was going to retire with $500,000. Now, the annual rate of return on the investments that we have are $500,000. I'm assuming we're going to get a 7% rate of return. Now, that is a relatively conservative number. That's not investing in anything really risky. It's not even investing everything into the stock market. This does include some bonds, CDs, things that are much more stable and don't have as much volatility. Now, I do suggest you do invest some of that in the S&P 500 and things like that, but the 7% is a blend of investments. I'm going to be assuming a 2.5% rate of inflation, which I'm going to be, we're going to be getting raises. You can see that over here. Every year, a 2.5% raise, as well as a 2.5% raise on our Social Security. Now that can vary. That can be higher or lower as we've seen in recent years. But in any case, historically, 2.5% is the number that we will use. You can see our balance starting out is $500,000 and our gross income per year is $60,000. Now why that's important is we want to take a percentage of that as our retirement income. Oftentimes when you retire, your income doesn't need to be as high. One of the things you're obviously not doing anymore is saving for retirement. So right off the bat, any contributions that you have going into a retirement account no longer happens. You are now pulling from that account. So in this case, I have a gross income in retirement of $52,000 a year. Now, other factors are you may have your house paid for by the time you reach retirement age. You're no longer supporting a family, and so on. So there's many factors that all play into why you need less income in retirement than you did while you were working. So, but as we can see, in this analysis, I have us taking Social Security at 62 years old. Now, I'm a big proponent of taking Social Security at the earliest age because I can use the money more productively at a younger age. I'm more active. There's more things I want to do. What's the sense of getting more money as I'm older and can use it less? So I am a huge proponent of taking that money early. Now, with that being said, the benefit will be lower. And in this case, I have it at around a third of what your income was. Now, that number can vary. This might be a bit on the high end of what it could be, but for the sake of this analysis, we're saying it's $20,000. Now, this is something you can look up on the Social Security's website. You can find out what your projected number is. So please take that into account if you're looking at doing this, following a plan like this. So now you can see through the years, our nest egg it grows for a number of years. It grows for about 8 years before it starts dipping. Now that's because it starts dipping because we start taking more out in later years because of the adjustment for the cost of living. Now, oftentimes in retirement, after your first 5 to 10 years, you may actually start spending less money than you were because you've become less active, you're doing less things. So, but in the case of this, I have just a constant gradual increase in your required money. Now, then when you reach closer to the end, your expenses may start going up again due to healthcare costs, long-term costs, and etc. But in any case, you can see what's happening to our retirement account. We're pulling from the retirement account, but yet because of this rate of growth, our balance is going up for a while. So you can see as we go through this, you reach 75 years old, you still have nearly what you started with. So that's 13 years in. So then you get up closer to the age of 80, 85, and 90, and it starts to drop off pretty quick. But again, I typically use the age of 90 in the analyses that I do. That exceeds the average life expectancy. I figure if you make it to 90 years old, you're doing pretty good. And let's face it, by the time you reach 90, you probably don't care about your money so much anymore. You're not doing a lot with it. So this is how I would retire with 500K. I would retire at 62 years old. I would take my Social Security benefit, and I would live on $52,000 per year. I hope this analysis helped you. Please leave comments below. Let me know what other videos you would like to see, what other analyses you would like me to do. And I will go ahead and plug that stuff in and I'll talk about it. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.